Welcome to That's Dope, the podcast where we talk about dope stuff. I got Godswill here, and of course, we got Josh here. And we are back for another episode. We're trying to be more consistent with this stuff. So, yeah, thanks for coming through, man. And I think this is going to be a pretty good episode that we got going on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we're talking about today, but we did talk about a couple of things we did want to, at least a couple of things that happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to hit those. And so we got a little bit of content. And you know how we normally do. We're just going to free ball it from there.
Exactly. That's how we pretty much do. And also, of course, like if in the future, like if you're ever interested in joining the show, hit us up. Maybe we might have you on the show, through Skype or in person or whatever. Like we're always interested in like new perspectives and actually just learning about different stuff. So today, actually, so over this weekend, you were talking to me about one of the most recent deaths, like high-profile deaths that happened in the U.S. xxxtentacion.
Tentacion.
Yeah,
it's like Spanish for I think it's temptation.
No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because I, to be honest, like I've never really knew too much about this dude. Mm-hmm. The only thing like I knew about him was that like he was an abusive lover, I guess. I'm not sure like what the proper way to say it. And he had tattoos. He was a mean-looking dude. That's all I knew about him, really. I didn't really know too much about him overall. And then he died. He was murdered in his car. He was shot point blank and I guess robbed, right?
Shot in the neck. I think he got shot 3 times.
Man, that's horrible. And he died in his car, I believe, right?
I think he just bought a Rari, or he was testing it or something.
Yeah, something like that. Like it looked like a brand new car, but he got robbed and killed. He was 20 years old, and he died. And I think also like one of the last things that was like on his story was he was gonna go do a charity event like right after.
He had a couple charity events planned actually with a couple different big profile celebrities, because a lot of them came out and talked about it right after he died. Like one lady was talking about he was really trying to clean up Florida. That was his big goal because that's where he was from. Mm-hmm. Apparently he was definitely trying to go down to Florida, and I can't remember who he was trying to work with, but he was trying to clean up all the South and everything like that and just make it a lot less dangerous than when he was around there.
Yeah.
Just give the kids a different look. It's kind of his thing. And it sounds, to some of us, it might sound a little naive, but you got to remember the kid's 20.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not really a naive dream to want to help people. Is never.
Exactly. I think like as a naive, people I think would think is naive, but I don't think that's the right way to think about things like this. I mean, honestly, like some of the biggest things in the world come from this naivete and just sort of like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, like I was just talking about like Alexander Hamilton right beforehand.
Right.
Because I've been stuck listening to Hamilton for like a good minute. Like it's a lot better than I thought it would be originally. And, think about like the American Revolution, right? Who would think that like, oh, these colonials can do war against the biggest world power at the time, exactly, right? Especially like when like they're technically like your benefactors or whatever, like they're the ones who set you up, right?
They're feeding you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like, who would think that like any of this could happen? But they made it happen, and here we are in America almost 300 years later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Exactly.
That was a big gamble. It all worked out.
Exactly. I think I think it's really cool that like, he was trying to do something like that, like clean up his part of the world. It's not like he was even trying like the whole U.S. or world.
And I feel like that's where we have a big issue, because the reason there was such a divide on the kid's death was the fact that, not the fact, but there is an alleged abuse case. I feel like he did it.
Yeah.
I could feel
that he did it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the case. Exactly.
Yeah, he's about to go through court for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was scheduled a little bit after he died.
Yeah.
But, his ex-girlfriend put this long Instagram post out back in like 2015, 2016, about him doing some stuff. But I mean, for the most part, the kid was growing up. Yeah. Because I think he started getting famous for his rapping when he was 17 or 16. Mm-hmm. Low key, he was like more SoundCloud 16, 17.
Yeah.
Went to jail, came out, started getting bigger. He was a troubled kid. To say the least, he was. If anyone,
not as an excuse for like any type of abuse or like any violence you do.
Yeah, let's start with that. We're not excusing any abusive behavior by anybody. That shit is always a problem. That's never okay.
Yeah.
But we do have to at least address what he was as a person.
Yeah.
And what he was as a person was just a beat up dog, is what it seemed like to me. And it's like dogs are naturally, for the most part, most dogs, they just love unconditionally. They're like your best friends. You go home, or depending on where they're raised, they feel great.
Yeah.
They're dogs.
Yeah.
They're the best thing ever. So with him, but just like dogs, like if they get beaten enough, they become pretty vicious creatures like pretty quickly. They can come back. I mean, depending on what homes you put them in.
That's even making me think of like Megalo Box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although we could talk about
kind of,
that.
that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
But
right
I'm gonna hit this point.
Yeah. Say.
So with XXX, brief synopsis of his whole history. He was a kid, grew up in Florida. His dad went to jail. His mom took him when he was real young. So he didn't have his father almost ever for a majority of his life. Yeah. And then his mom was mentally abusive to him. He said he loved his mom a lot. But she wasn't extremely reciprocative to him.
Yeah. Also, this is all new information to me. I don't know too much about the guy. Other than pretty much what I just told you, like where like he died. This is what I thought of him. This is what pretty much like media and people around me are saying about him. So, yeah, this is news to me.
It was a lot. Because between that, he started, at one point, his stepdad was beating his mom. And I think I'm going to say he was in the 6th grade. Again, don't really quote me on all this stuff. But I mean, these things happen, ages and things like that I'm a little off with. Around the 6th grade, his stepdad attacked his mom or his mom's boyfriend or whatever. Yeah. And he attacked his mom's boyfriend with while holding a shard of glass. So, because he was a little kid. So, you're trying to overpower someone way bigger than you. So he hits the guy while holding the shard of glass. The guy would have hit back. And then after that little incident, a little bit after that, he got kicked out of his mom's house for causing trouble. Dang. So you can imagine the weird feeling you get when you try to defend the woman that you say you love constantly, who's not giving you the love or approval you need. Yeah. And when you try to help her, you think you're helping, you then get kicked out of the house. Yeah. So then he walks and finds his aunt. He meets with his aunt. His aunt takes care of him, puts him in piano lessons because he likes music. So even when he's a kid, he knew that. So she put him in piano lessons. He learned piano and stuff like that. And then he kept getting in fights in schools and stuff like that. That was also another issue. He had anger problems because, I mean, what happens when your developing mind is taking in the wrong information, especially at a young age? Yeah. Of course you're angry. Yeah. Of course you're mad. Things aren't fair. Like, this isn't right. Yeah. And people don't understand you, whatever. So he starts taking it on people. He keeps getting fights. He gets put into a jail of some sort. I can't remember exactly, but he was at 16.
Like juvenile or like jail? I
think it was jail.
Dang.
Again, check this out. You can always just go on YouTube and do like a before they were dead or something like that. Yeah. Those type of stuff. But he ended up at one point his cellmate that was in jail with him was trying to mess around with him. Like he was kind of had a liking to him. Yeah. And X, after a while, started feeling real uncomfortable and attacked him. Like, I don't know how it all started, the altercation happened, but it was very... He knew the guy was, like, looking at him and eyeing him and stuff like that. So they were cellmates, though. Yeah. So after a while, it turned into a brawl. X started choking the guy. The guards came in and threw him in the box. Dang. So now you can imagine being 16. Now you're in solitary confinement, that little 4x3 foot box. You're sitting there looking at a wall. That's your life. Your life went from shitty to... now we're here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're still just a dog being beaten up by the world. Like, you don't really have... There's no love. Like, there's no one besides his aunt, I believe. Yeah. Not much. But he did meet his friend, Slump God. That's a whole different rapper, but it's also one of the guys who used to make music with him for a while. And that was like his best friend. And when they were in jail and he got out of the box, they were talking about getting out of jail and making music together. That was their thing. They're like, man, we can make money. We can go do all these things. They had these big dreams because they're kids. You know what I mean? That's how all guys are when they're young. Yeah. They got crazy dreams. They're trying to do everything. Right. And they were talking about how they could change the world and they could do all these things. So then when they got out of jail, they look rough. These dudes look rough because they're both from the same area, but they're both nice dudes, honestly. They're really nice kids. Because when they made that friendship and they started making music and it started hitting on SoundCloud and they started going to the next level. And then those charges of the domestic abuse happened, or not the charges, but the call out for the domestic abuse. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't surprising to me when it happened. It was like, damn, that sucks because X was on the come up. Mm-hmm. And now he might be in jail for even longer because of whatever. But I mean, that's you pick these cars, that's what happens, right? Yeah. You can't really do anything about it. Apparently he was fighting those charges with his lawyer. Like they had a whole thing and they had their court date coming up and they were going to deal with that. According to him, I remember he did say that they had the or what is it called? When you take a picture of the pregnant woman's stomach.
Oh, the sonograph. Sonogram, I guess. Yeah.
I heard that that was part of his court, like his big battle, like that she wasn't pregnant and that she was exaggerating. Mm-hmm. But it sounded to me that the beating did take place, like he did hit her.
Yeah.
So that itself, not excusable.
Yeah.
What we are going to say is that after all that took place, he went forward and kept making his music, and he started dropping albums that were actually pretty good. And one of the best ones was that "Look at Me" video that I just showed Godswill, and I showed at a party recently.
Well, hopefully, I can get some clips to post on this video. Actually, if I put this on YouTube and put it as a video, I'll try. Oh yeah, I'll try it. But yeah, I mean, because even before that video, honestly, I didn't have the highest opinion. I didn't know who he was. All I hear is he abused his wife. And a lot of people are going, whatever, yeah, his lover or partner or whatever. And a lot of people are going the extreme, he deserved to die. And I think that's what bothers me the most, because it's just sort of wait, what, deserve to die? I don't think anyone really deserves to die.
I don't think anyone can make that call.
Yeah, exactly. It also, I guess it bothers me because it comes from the people who are espousing the most love. Especially in today's political charged climate. Of oh no, immigration, oh no, xenophobia,
right?
And those people who are fighting for other people who are that person deserved to die. Good, that guy died, and we can't wait for the others to go out, and it's just really
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I remember someone was like, "Why couldn't it be 6ix9ine?"
Yeah,
6ix9ine's not a bad dude. Honestly,
because honestly, I don't know these people, and I don't think anyone really does. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of the music is sort of reprehensible. At least what I saw 6ix9ine, Gumbo, right?
Right.
This music is just sort of bleh.
It's literally just to get extra hype for whatever you're about to do.
I guess it's just sort of
I know what you mean.
Hispanic dude saying the N word a lot. Just sort of this ignorance.
Yeah.
Or a little pump, after we did against J. Cole. I think we talked about that a little bit last time. But yeah, we did. But it's none of that is worthy of getting killed for. It's death. This is what you died
and he was he was cleaning himself up pretty well.
Cleaning himself up, trying to do charity events and trying to help other people. And what you just said about him trying to clean up Florida. Even then, unless this guy is actively hurting people,
right?
And even then, it's not really in my call to say someone deserved to die. But
from what it seemed,
honestly, it seemed like he was on a come up. It seemed like he was just trying to do good things. And I think I'm most bothered by people saying he deserved to die. Where it's just sort of you don't know who he is, and for you to, it's sort of hypocritical. I think for people to be we love all people, but not that guy because
he did this one act at one point in his life.
Yeah,
you're not the person you are from the past, man.
Mm-hmm.
The present is what everything amounts to.
Mm-hmm.
If you get lucky, if you make a big mistake like he did, and you get lucky enough to live through it, and you have a chance to change your ways, it's a year and a half, 2 years later, and he seems to be a very different person.
Yeah.
The way he looks at life, the way he views life, it changed. He was trying to come on. He was trying to clean it up. He didn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
According to all the rappers that knew him, it was J. Cole had made some comments about him when he died.
Yeah.
Ugly God, all those dudes were just making comments saying
Kanye did. Yeah.
Everyone was saying how positive he was. That was all they were saying. They were there was no man, he was messing with these or rest in peace to the blood. It was none of that.
Yeah.
It was this kid was really positive, and it's sad to see him get cut down like this because 6ix9ine was even talking about it. 6ix9ine was on an interview saying or he went to Facebook Live, I believe, and he was just talking about it. He's that kid would call me up, and he'd call him by his first name. He called him Danny, and he would call me up and ask me if I'm doing okay. He would just randomly call me. He's I've never had anyone just do that for me.
Yeah.
If you know 6ix9ine's living a whole different lifestyle too.
Yeah.
But he was he started thinking, he's this whole case makes you think about my mortality.
Yeah.
He's because if someone's willing to kill him, they're definitely trying to run up on me. He's X didn't do anything to nobody in the last year. I don't know how many years. Yeah, it's been a couple years now.
Exactly. Because I remember hearing about him earlier on. I think a year or two ago, and just I don't think I'm gonna like him. But after you showed me this video of his like legit, like legit trying to say something about like race relations and the unfortunate innocent murders that have happened like at the hands of cops or whatever,
Yeah.
That's a substantial video with substantial content in it. Like I definitely like gives me like a lot more, like a better light of him. But
and that's the important thing, because the reason I showed Godswill a video called "Look at Me" by XXX. So you can look that up on YouTube. The beginning of the video is extra ratchet. It's real like.
Yeah, they're beating up like their teacher. And, like,
it's a bunch of kids just doing crazy stuff, dick pictures. It's real vulgar. It's real like shoot your parents, whatever, crazy stuff. And he's going off the wall with the stuff he's saying.
Like a minute.
Yeah, it's about a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
No, it's not too long.
Yeah, he does that but I mean, the video literally cuts black, because that's when I first saw that video back in 2016, I believe. I thought that's what the kind of rapper he was going to be. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I gave him a shot. I'm not about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept playing the video, though, because that's just me. So I kept playing it, and the video cuts to black. And as soon as it cuts to black, when it shoots back on, the real, like, lyrical rap starts up. And
it starts with 3 black boys being lynched.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, like, in the act of getting lynched.
The Emmett Till thing.
Exactly.
It starts
like,
with
it
that.
shows, exactly. Like, they're being hung. And then it shows like a little bit of them like in the act of getting lynched, like getting like strung up and like getting cut, and mutilated, and just like it's just like, this is horrible, but this is like the reality of like what has happened. And he's putting some like real bars there, like like legit skill, exactly, and legitimately like showing like this is what happened, and it's unfortunate, like this is like what has happened, but this is reality.
Now here's where it switches up, because near the end, you think, okay, this is gonna be it's really good. The beats real chill. It does the vibe perfectly. Complete justice. He's rapping over it just the way I want it to happen. The things he's saying make sense.
Yeah.
Like it was cool. It was a bunch of different riots. The Ferguson riots. It shows Castile, the shooting with him and his girlfriend.
Castile,
it shows all that, and he's just showing different videotape footage of these things happening.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about how he could be angry. And he could talk about murdering cops and doing this, whatever. He's like, I could preach the murder or the peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he makes that point to tell you that, like, you have the decision. You yourself have the decision to talk about what you want to talk about afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk about hate, or you want to talk about love, and like how you need to fix these issues? And I love that he made that decision, because after he died, everyone started talking that hate.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that I'm like, wow, this kid was 18 and he made that distinction back then. So the fact that you're 29, 30, 26 and you're still not getting it, like, it means that you just haven't dealt with enough issues, what it sounds like to me. Like, you haven't seen real life, because you wouldn't be talking all that hate if you had actually seen the things that happen to people. Like,
like, honestly, like, it disappoints me, I guess, to see like how negative people have been. And like, I am hoping that like we get to move past that aspect, because it's just it's disappointing. Like, also, like, you can't really, like, just like as he said in the song, like, you can't purport to be the superior being or superior group or whatever when you are talking about hatred. Like, he legit says this like in the spoken word aspect, where he's like, you can't. Like, okay, if you're a supremacist of sorts, you really can't let, like, the color, like, something as simple as the color of another person's skin detract you. Exactly, like, it's just sort of like, and I think I take that, like, in multiple different ways, like, whereas, like, yeah, if you legitimately are going to be the superior group, say liberals versus conservatives or whatever, right, whites versus blacks, you really can't be letting, like, these negative things like really like distract you from like the overall message that we're going for,
Right. It's the whole what is it, like, lions don't get, or wolves aren't affected by the opinions of sheep.
Yeah.
Like, if you think you're the superior one, like, why are you letting things like race bother you so much?
Yeah.
That's white to black or black to white, because it goes both ways, to be completely honest.
Because I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's like, get bothered by it, like I say, like, get bothered, because like there are things, but like at the same time it's like, well, we do need to look
for being
like,
there. I think that was his point, for being there, that like, he's like, for being in your presence, you're bothered.
Exactly.
That's like, weird.
Because don't get me wrong, like there are a lot of issues that need to be solved,
right?
But like, we do need to figure out the issues, but like not just like letting like the stupid surface level things of like, oh, you're black, so I'm not gonna talk to you or whatever, right? And
the thing that guys will, that part that he just brought up with the whole, talking about don't being bothered by the supremacy, at the end of the second part of the song. So the first part is ratchet. The second part is more conscious at rapping. And the third part is like a poem.
Yeah.
Spoken word poem, just no beat. He's in a dark room. He just started talking to you.
Yeah.
Stuff he read off his phone, like his own thoughts. And his thoughts they're
I thought it was legit. I thought it was really legit.
He made sense. He made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And again, I was impressed because I was like 18. Good. The thing that kills me is like that whole song, the way he broke it down. Again, the first part, the ratchet part, is extra ratchet. It's about a minute of that. And then it cuts to black and goes to the rest of the song where you start seeing deeper versions of him. And that whole song as a total, it's like 5.5 minutes. It's representative of, I think, people in general. Like how many people started that video and turned it off before it even got through the first minute?
Yeah.
How many people did that? Like, let's be real. Who just downgraded and was like, this is garbage?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine a lot of people, like, and this is before he died. I imagine, you know, like, it's like, after he died, I think a lot of people were trying to pay attention to, like, what he was trying to say.
Yeah, they probably went back to it to check it out.
Although apparently the video was taken off of his site, like, of his, like, own, like, Vivo channel or whatever, you know, like, his official YouTube channel. Other people are uploading it now.
Right.
So, you know, it is sort of sad and sort of a shameful thing, but, you know, it's the truth. Like, we see, like, the first minute of a thing, and we just sort of take it out. We read the headlines of a thing, and we don't read into the article.
But how do you treat people?
Yeah.
That, not you specifically, but when you gotta think about how people treat each other.
Yeah.
Like, when you see XXX, how many people looked at him and were like, yeah, he did this, and he's a terrible person. I believe
look at the
everything he
tattoos,
just
look at
said.
the face tattoos, you look at, like, this the angry demeanor that he had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I was talking to the guys, I was like, how many people looked at this guy at the end, even after his spoken word, like, how many people do you think would trust this guy around their family and stuff? But at the end of the day, like, we're more than just one thing. There's a surface level to everybody.
Yeah.
You got to go through that. You can't just make decisions based on surface level shit. You don't know.
Yeah.
And he proved that with that song. Like, he's like, yeah, this is a part of me. This beginning part of the song, that is a part of me. That's like, my anger is there, but there's too much more to me. Like, let me explain to you who I am and how I think.
Yeah.
And I think that was mad impressive. I was like, that's huge, because most people just turned it off. And he's like, you just missed on the whole point if you didn't go through that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just sad because people start comparing him to, you know, you saw it on the internet. People are saying, like, he's like almost a Tupac. He's almost like a. And I know a lot of people. I was talking to some girl on the internet. I don't know why I get such in these conversations. Talking to some chick, and she was like, I don't know, he's not like Tupac. That's a lot. Like, you're going too far. I'm like, but how is he not? I'm like, he's a kid who got cut down too early. Tupac died early. He wasn't in his 30s. He died early.
Yeah.
He was into some violent stuff himself. Like, let's be real. He had a assault charge, like a domestic abuse charge himself.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? What's the difference? They were both good rappers. I think they were both actually extremely creative, and they were both trying to better themselves.
Yeah.
They were both at the phase where they were making money, and they weren't in that survival mode anymore. And they were like, you know what? I have an option here. I can go left or right. I can make money or I can get killed. And they're both trying to go the better route, and they got cut down in the process.
Yeah.
So to say that, like, I think he is, because he had an album come out early this year, and it was amazing. It was good.
That's good to hear. And, like, for me, I guess, like, overall, I'm always just sort of saddened whenever someone, like, is in their prime or, like, they are making content, you know, and they die, you know, either through violence, you know, like, to themselves or by others, you know. Like, for example, like the suicide that even happened to Anthony Bourdain recently, you know.
Oh, God.
Like, that made me sad because he was in the middle of doing stuff, you know. I think about Robin Williams every now and then, and it's like,
I was thinking Robin Williams.
Yeah, you know,
he's such
like,
a nice dude.
Yeah, like, it's like
anyway.
You know, like, usually I don't feel like, and you know, I guess this is a bad thing to say, but I don't really feel too bad like when old people die. You know, it's like, okay, cool, you did your thing and you left an impact, and that's great. You know, like, but you know, like, hell, I hope to be old and die, because I mean, we all die. You know,
right?
And like, if you made it to like an old age and you're still esteemed, no one's thinking about the negative things that you did. I mean, like, unfortunately, like when Bill Cosby dies, that's gonna be like the last thing that people think of. They're not gonna think about like everything he did beforehand. They're gonna think about him being in jail and doing what he did against the women, right? You know, people don't get to live to such an old age usually, and then usually don't do anything that's important. You know, that people, at least mass media, are gonna think about, right?
I feel like, and I'm sorry, I don't want to cut in on you, but like, I just want to hit that point because you were talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
And they're gonna think about the bad things he's done.
Yeah.
Instead of all the good he has done. And I know people are listening to that and they're like, well, he did rape some women. And he did.
True.
He did, and that is despicable stuff. Mm-hmm. Not okay with that.
Yes.
I'm not about to...
Yeah, we're not defending that at all.
Not even at the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I just said, if you listen to what I just said, he also did good things. He definitely did a lot for the black community in general. Starting people's careers up and things like that. Like, he definitely raped people. And I don't think he should be, too respected for that at all.
No,
because that's irreparable. Like
exactly. I mean, that's the reason I bring it up, because like it's a good example. Like where it's like, okay, cool, you were popular, but because you did these bad things, that's gonna be the last thing that people remember about you when you die. You know.
But when he dies, you should not be talking that shit because it's a human being who just died. And as you saw, we just talked about XXX. There's good and bad to everybody. Yeah. His bad was just happened to be extremely darker than most of ours when it got to bad. But there are lives to this day that are affected positively by what he has done. So
it's like it's like a learning process, you know, like where it's like, okay, cool. I think it's like taking like everything from it, you know, like where it's like, okay, Bill Cosby did these wonderful things in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s or whatever, I guess, you know. But you know, it's unfortunate like what he did, because it's also unfortunate for the victims, you know. It's not unfortunate for him. It's unfortunate like what he did for these people, and it's, you know, don't do that, you know. Like learn from that. You know, like for example, Alexander Hamilton, right? Right. I can't stop talking about Alexander Hamilton. Like, like it's I really enjoy it. Because also like I'm learning about it a lot, and also I feel like my own type of Alexander Hamilton of sorts, you know. But you know, like unfortunately, like there was some unfortunate, like he had like a great like first half like of his career, you know, like going into the war, like marrying like a great woman and like starting up the treasury, but then also he cheated on his wife. With another married woman, and then like his son got killed like in a duel right before he died. Okay. Yeah, and then like, you know, there's like sort of bad things, like, you know, things that like he lost out like in the government sphere. You know, like there were a lot of like failures that he had, and before he, you know, died in the last duel, you know, these were like the more prominent things, you know, that people were thinking of rather than you know, the good things that he did do, like in starting up the government and all that, you know? Right. So, you know, like you said, we're all multifaceted people. And like back to my original point, like for me, it's just always sort of sad when someone is in the middle of doing good things, you know, like they're still able to make good content and good things for the world, and they die, you know, either through suicide or someone cutting their life short. Like it's just always sad. Like that's where I feel the most sad, you know, like when Stan Lee dies, you know, because he's 94, 95. I don't feel sad, but at the same time, really happy that like this man made this content and was able to do.
Affected so many people.
Exactly. I mean, it affects me a lot. You know, I think about Spider-Man quite a bit, you know, like Spider-Man, one of my favorite superheroes of all time, you know, like in just Marvel comics overall. And, you know, the Marvel universe has been amazing. You know, I'm hoping that people can take the torch further, you know.
It's gonna be rough.
It will. It will. And, you know, when he dies, you know, knock on wood, hopefully it's not anytime too soon. But when it happens, you know, it's like we definitely need to, I think we need to celebrate that. You know, because, like, hey, like, you know, he's an old man, like, who is still making stuff, but, like, you know, like, his time is gone and is on to the new generation to hopefully take that torch on. It's sad for me, like, when X dies in the middle of trying to do good things for, like, himself, for the community. Because that was the
beginning of a long journey for him. It was supposed to be.
You're 20. Exactly. Like, you're 20. And a lot of these hip-hop artists, you know, are still, like, you know, for example, like Kanye, you know, he was in his 20s, like, when he started. He's 37, 38 now, right? Yeah. And still doing it, right? Lupe, he's in his 30s, you know? Like, when he was, like, in his young 20s. He
started when he was, like,
at 19, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like,
Touch the Sky with Kanye.
Dude, like, or even before him, like, with his mixtapes, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Like, First and 15th stuff, you know? Like, and that's, like, it's possible for him to have made some new stuff. So I think like, it just sort of bums me out, like when people are just sort of disrespectful overall. But
that's my thing.
Yeah,
I think the disrespect.
Exactly. I think it is. I'm really happy that we're talking about it now, because it is important. Like a lot of people are just sort of like, whatever.
Because here's the thing. Yeah. His girlfriend, going back to X, his girlfriend actually, or his ex. Yeah. Came to his memorial and put some roses and stuff down. People started burning the roses and things like that. Dang. And she felt terrible. And you're probably like, well, it depends on what side you're on, because there's always a side. Everyone wants to pick a side. True. If you're on the side with X, you're probably thinking like, well, you know, she's the reason all this controversy happened in the first place.
It's not her fault that X did that to her.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel the same. Like he probably did it. Yeah. Honestly. Now, the people on the other side are like, oh, how could she? Like, why would they do that? And I don't really. I feel I know why they did it, because they're emotional right now. Yeah. At the same time, I don't feel it was right, because she's paying homage to someone that she said she actually put a post out, and she wants to, I want to keep her name out of their mouth. She's like, don't bring me into your hate post about X. Like, I have nothing to do with that. She's like, the difference between me and him was that I'm still alive and he's not. Mm-hmm. She's like, there's not many things you could do after death. She's like, but after what happened with us, I'm still here. I can still do things. She's like, I don't want anyone mentioning me or fighting on my behalf and tagging me in things anymore. So it's pretty clear to say that she still didn't have a problem with him. She knew that he had flaws.
Yeah.
She seems like a smart girl. Mm-hmm. She understood that X had flaws. She got out of the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, there's no hate because he's a human being, and she knew the good side of him too.
I think that's super important because people just fall into that hate.
They always want to. It feels so good to be like on the moral high ground of things.
Yeah, but especially like now, it's just sort of like it definitely is taken to like a higher extreme today, which is such a bummer. But like I think I'm really hoping that we do get to. I mean, it's important that we're talking about this because I think we need to step back from this hate and like winning and like trying to defeat the opponent like in such a brutal way. But let's move on to some happier talks, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like are you watching Megalo Box right now?
Yes, I actually watched it before I pulled up here.
Okay,
I think one more episode to go.
Okay, so you haven't like caught up.
Yeah, not completely.
Okay, yeah, like so right now where they are, I think they have one more episode that's about to happen. It's supposed to be like the big fight, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think about the show? Because I definitely wanted to pick your brain about it since you are, the freaking martial artist, right? And like the fighter of the group.
Man, okay, so the last episode I saw was, try not to go into spoilers.
It's fine.
American guy versus
Burroughs, versus
they had their fight.
Mm-hmm. You finished the episode?
I finished that.
Okay.
So was that the last episode that happened? Or
no, there's an episode that happens after.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
okay.
But we won't talk about that. But I'm so sorry for everyone that's like watching the show. But I go ahead, talk.
Yeah,
say what you want to say. Like, spoiler alert, Megalo Box, this is your chance. Come back maybe like in 10 minutes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll mark it. I'll mark it like where you can come back.
I'll mark it in the
comments, in the description.
Yeah. So essentially, I was watching the anime, and I remember at the very beginning I was impressed. Yeah. Well, I was not impressed by the fact that they're wearing gear.
Yeah.
Because the gear confused me because I was like, they were like the ultimate form of combat, and I was like, oh, it's an MMA anime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ultimate form, punches, kicks, knees, everything, like
one
wrestling.
Day, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
We wear gear. So I was like, why would you, the ultimate form of combat, be now wearing gear? Because like people knock each other out without it. So I'm like, now you're putting metal like compressions and all these other things on you. Like, what happens when you hit someone in the face? You kill them. Like, it's not the ultimate form of combat.
I sort of wish that people would die from this because I'm just sort of like, well, that's what happens when you enhance a person's body when they already can just already kill a person.
Yeah, they're already fighters. They're like, why would you do this? Like, that didn't make sense. And one guy's like gear was reading movements for him.
I was like, that feels like cheating.
It kind of is,
right? Like, I was just sort of like, how is this guy able to do this?
Megalo Box, these guys wear like a backpack that's like strapped up to their arms, and it's like different levels of it. Like some guys have it to where it's like AIs and all these different things, and the main character doesn't wear it.
Yeah,
and that was like the whole trope.
Yeah,
like
because at first he wears like really crappy stuff.
Yeah, and he's doing underground fights.
Yeah,
and then he takes it off, and that's how he starts making a name for himself. He's like, I'm Gearless Joe. Like, I don't wear gear, right? And everyone's like, oh, and that's anime. They need to have something to put him under everybody else. So it becomes a come up story. So that was their thing. And I was like, okay, I get why they did it now.
Yeah.
Does it completely make sense to me? No.
Because I mean, like, he gets punched just normally, like, by these guys, and they're reckoning. Like, he's something else because he just keeps getting up every time.
Yeah. Oh man, if
I'm
we
just
don't
so
get up
like,
that.
like like as much as I do like you and respect you, like, how are you getting up constantly from like all these
world class fighters?
Exactly. And also he went through all these fights in 3 months apparently.
Yes. No, he had like a little. When he was working,
it's 3 months. Like they say, like in the next episode you're about to watch, this is just 3 months. It just took 3 months to get through this point.
I know. When I was boxing fights happen a lot quicker.
Do they? Okay.
They happen way faster than MMA fights.
Gotcha. Because I was just like, it's been like some months.
That's also why boxers tend to have brain damage when they get older.
That makes sense.
They're because like we had when I was boxing, we had tournaments where I would fight one day and then fight the very next day.
Jesus.
And like, if I beat the first guy, I'm like, oh, we won. And I'd be like, well, fighting tomorrow. Hope for the best. You know what I mean? Boxing's different.
That's too much. Like, 'cause, I mean, like, yeah, he'd just be like bruised up like every episode. Yeah, you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just like, you know. And
yeah, just put bandages on his face. Like, the bandage is not going to save you from brain trauma.
I know, right? It's just like, ugh.
Guy's got a medical degree. He could tell you bandages do not save your brain from leaking all over the place.
I have a medical degree, but like, you know, luckily you don't need a medical degree to know that stuff. But yeah, at the same time, like, I mean, although I do like the anime, I like how it looks. I like how it feels.
Oh yeah, the music is pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like Samurai Champloo. Like, you know, just like that sort of cool hip hop vibe. Like,
it really does.
Yeah, like where you're not like, they're not trying too hard, although, you know, like to be cool, if that makes sense. Or maybe for this one they are.
I felt it was good.
Yeah, like it's a good amount. Like, whereas like it feels cool. It feels like something that you would tell someone who doesn't like maybe watch anime to check it out.
I think that was another reason they added the gear, because making a boxing anime would turn people off. Like, adding the gear just makes it look more
futuristic in a sense, or
more flamboyant.
Yeah.
Like, anime kids need big Rasengans and things to understand anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just makes sense. Like, if All Might was just a normal looking guy and he just hit hard, they'd be like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. But like the fact that he just like does like the Texas smash and the Detroit, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be over the top. And One Punch Man, like, Super Strength isn't enough. He needs to like blow people out of the water, and there's got to be something weird about him. Yeah. There's got to be like, the main character's got to be interesting.
That's a good point, because I mean, I never really think about that. Like, whereas like, why don't they just sort of make it like somewhat realistic?
I feel like I would watch an MMA anime. Yeah. I would love that.
I would too. I'm surprised they haven't done that. They've done all different types of sports. They've done ping pong. They've done tennis. They've done
King of Tennis.
Yeah, Prince of Tennis.
Prince of Tennis.
Yeah, right. They've done like rugby.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, like not a lot of people watched it. It's called All Out. Yeah, the rugby. They done football.
Basketball blew up. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I actually still need to watch that. Slam dunk and Kuroko's basket. They done volleyball. Yeah, they've done boxing in the past before, you know? Yeah, like they've done grappling, although that one wasn't very realistic.
That wasn't really grappling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he grappled one guy, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? Like there's a lot of opportunities. I think it will come soon, hopefully.
I think it'd be amazing. Like, imagine you're watching anime and everyone has different specials, like, or specialties. Like, this guy does a lot of taekwondo, and this guy throws these crazy combination kicks. Yeah. And this guy likes to wrestle people to the floor. You got to keep him away from you.
Yeah.
And talking about it and like seeing the struggle and him just grinding people out, and just, I think it'd be amazing. I'd love that.
I would like to see like more main characters like lose more often, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, like I get it, like in, you know, this show Megalo Box, like, where he can't lose. He has to get to the top because
that's the time frame. And
exactly. It's like, that's what it is. But, you know, even in Ippo, Hajime no Ippo, he didn't really lose often, you know? Like, he lost like once, maybe twice. But
yeah, the normal thing that these main characters tend to have is like iron chins.
Yeah, they like just get back up constantly.
Keep getting back up. I'm like, what? The other guy never gets back up.
Exactly, right? Yeah, like, exactly. Like, yeah, Joe will just punch a guy out once, and he's like, oh.
The boy like never got punched.
Exactly.
Remember Burroughs?
Yeah, he got punched once, didn't he?
Burroughs was like 240 pounds.
He was super heavyweight, and like Joe was like middleweight, maybe, right? Exactly. Like I was like maybe like 160, right? Maybe, but like honestly, as a Japanese guy with a fro, you know, most likely 140.
Are they in Japan?
I actually maybe no. I don't think he's Japanese, to be honest. I don't think so.
He might. I don't know.
I would say honestly, like he was like a mixed.
Like, he looks like he's Portuguese or like Brazilian or something.
Yeah, that's why I think this show needs a dub for real, because, I mean, you have white guys, you have Yuri, the Russian dude.
The Russian dude's there, but then the girl the Shirota company is definitely...
She's Asian.
Yeah, they're definitely Japanese.
But, you know, even then, you know, like they're in like this sort of international sphere anyways, you know, they fight the Mexican guy. The Mexican guy, remember that guy?
Oh, like,
who barely was in there? Like, he like was putting all these hits on Joe, right? Got hit once, knocked out. I'm just like...
No, he's fighting... the Mexican guy was fighting Yuri.
Yeah, he was fighting Yuri. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yuri. Yeah. But yeah, he did get hit once.
I don't know. People just be getting clowned out of it.
I know, right? I'm just sort of like, geez, I was hoping for like more of a fight, especially if you made it to like the top 4. Yeah, Burroughs got hit.
One punch should not be like, that's not how you got hit.
You know, just dead. Right? Just sort of like, how?
I mean, fair enough.
Like, it happens.
Because it happens. Because we've seen, if you watch the UFC, if you take any champion, you could go on YouTube and look up their name with knockout, like their own knockout, and you'll see it. Yeah, they've all been knocked out, I think, except for like maybe GSP. Yeah. No, he got Matt Hughes. No, Matt Hughes choked him out. Okay. Anyway,
didn't take too much to get knocked out.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
It's a fight. Things are gonna happen.
But yeah, Joe just keeps getting back up no matter what. It doesn't matter.
Good God.
Like, yeah, like it's like, oh, like you hit me with all this gear, like 300 pounds of gear, and oh, I have nothing but my chin.
And he just gets up like, I'm like,
yeah.
you should be dead.
Exactly.
Like, but there was some really cool stuff. Like I remember seeing like the little nuances they put in the anime without actually explaining it.
Yeah.
Because they do explain certain things. Like I remember the trainer was like 50-50 on your feet.
Yeah.
Be balanced.
I
And
was actually
like,
wondering about that. Yeah.
that's a true thing.
Okay.
I actually tell that to the people I coach now. Do kickbox instructing, and I tell that to all the people at the studio all the time. 50-50 on the feet, because if you're leaning forward, you're susceptible to being knocked out. If you're moving your head forward towards the opponent, you're making the distance for their hand to reach you a lot shorter. You're going to get knocked out. I was like, keep your distance and just jab it out, cross it out, whatever you need to do. And I thought that was cool. And I can't remember what point, but there was a point at the beginning of the show where, when you, this might not make sense to everybody, but if Godswill throws a left hand at me, we're mirroring each other, right? You slide your head to the outside of his left hand. Could you slide to the inside, his right hand staring at me. And he might do a 1-2 and just drop me. So at one point in the anime, Joe was actually, he slid to the inside. And they didn't explain it. It was cool. He slid to the inside and then realized he was going to the inside and bopped his head back to the outside, and the punch still connected.
Dang.
And I thought that was cool. I was like, they showed his mistake, but they didn't explain it. Like, it was just a thing they knew.
That's cool.
So yeah, I was like,
That's
they did their homework. Whoever made the anime knows boxing to an extent.
That's what's up.
I thought that was dope.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, it's legit. And actually, it makes you want to watch, like, the show that it's based off of Tomorrow's Joe, or Ashita no Joe, like the old show from, like, 50 years ago. Like,
Seriously?
this is 50, this show is based off of a show that's 50 years old now.
So it came out in the 60s?
Yeah, the original show.
68.
Yeah. So I don't know too much about it, but I definitely want to check it out. And something else I was going to say, like, also this show, something I really liked about was, like, episode, like, 5 or 6, like, where, like, they have, like, the war vet. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who has his legs blown off and, like, he has, like, all these prosthetics.
That boy was angry.
Damn, but, I mean, it made sense to me. And, like, I was like, dang. Like, they're showing, like, PTSD and suicide and just, like,
it was good, man.
Yeah, I was like that. Like, that was where the show really won me over. Like, where I was like, this show is, like, deeper than I thought it would be.
People always do this weird thing, though, where they, it's not weird, I guess. It's just like whenever an anime comes out about a sport, everyone starts trying to get into the sport real quick. Yeah. And I get it, because, like, I remember
I mean, hey, it's good for you, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's dope. But, like, I've had two people ask me about that already. Yeah. And I'm not mad at y'all, I guess, whatever. But it's just like, like,
yo, people to train you or something.
Yeah, they're like, yo, man, can you train me? I'm trying to get into it. And I'm like, no. Yeah. Like, it's not even you. It's not even, like, I'm really.
You really want people who are going to spend. Exactly. No, it's true. I mean, because when I taught dancing, right? I taught, like, legit, like, 50 people dancing. I had, like, a class, like, the first class I had was, like, 20 to 30 people all of them came. And it was shown in the basic points. And they couldn't handle it. And most of them left. Like, and then I had, the next time I did, it was, like, 6 people came. You know, and most of them quit. And I was doing this for free. Stupid me. Right? Like, because I was just trying to be nice. Like, if I ever teach again, I'm charging out the wazoo.
It gives you value.
Exactly. And if you, like, are good and, like, are worth it, then definitely, like, give you the discounts. But, like, you know, like, gotta clear people out who just think it's easy and it's cool. It's
you just want to learn a skill by showing up.
No. Like, it's hard. Like, I mean, like, you know, it's hard. Fighting is super hard. Yeah. Dancing is, like, moderate hard, you know, like, where, like, I was like, it's just even stretching, like, a part of my body, like my knee and my toe, and I'm like, oh, I broke my toe, like, 3 times. Yeah. Through dancing. Yeah. Like, legit, and I never got checked out stupidly. Like, I just crack it back in place, like, oh, I'm okay. My knee, like, is sore. Because I know about the injuries I put through, and it's just, like, all these stupid things that, like, I've done to my body breakdancing, right? Right. Yeah, like, and it's like, it's hard, and, like, even, like, I'm not even as good as I want to be. Like, there are so many things I want to do, and, you know, just putting in the time, and it's like, and I don't practice it as much as, like, other dancers for sure, you know. And I want to get back into fighting, you know, and, like, and when people will, like, sort of waste your time, like, because they don't understand, they overestimate, like, what they can do. Like, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna get back up like the anime. No, like,
bro, like
the funny thing is, like, when I was fighting, like, a long time ago, like, with you, I thought, like, oh yeah, you know, if I just get hit and I fall down, I'm just gonna get back up like the anime. And then I remember you gave me, like, the worst gut punch of my life, and I was like, oh God, I can't breathe. Oh God, just end this. I can't
finish me.
Like, I did exactly.
What are you doing?
I was like, don't let me live like this. I can't do this. Like, it was the worst. And just things like that, you know, like you have to really go through it, you know, and
I feel like
for you to do this, you know, especially after like everything that you've been through, like it's really cool, you know.
Yeah, man. Fighting's I think it's a wonderful thing. It's the thing I hate. The only thing I don't like about fighting is that you can't practice it without actually taking damage.
Yeah.
And I wish you could, because I'd be fighting every day.
Yeah.
I could figure out some way to just like simulate
virtual,
damage.
right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
but you can't.
Yeah,
So
because you have to feel it. You have to.
You gotta.
Yeah,
You gotta fear the punch, so you're ready to dodge it for real. But I mean, you could spar it. It lightens
Even
it.
then,
It lightens it.
Yeah, but you're still taking some sort of damage somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hoping that you get like a nice guy, or like who has some honor, right? Like, what if you get a guy who doesn't know how to hold back or whatever, right?
You get that with the earlier guys. A lot of times when I spar now, especially, they put me with the young guys sometimes, just like rein them in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I don't really. I tell them sometimes I'm like, that guy is a little too wildly. Like, I don't even feel like wasting my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, because it's just like sometimes you know they're gonna be swinging for your head.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could. It's like wrangling.
Yeah, like breaking a Bronco sort of.
Yeah, like I do this all the time, and like I know I can take that guy, but what if?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm getting ready for my own thing. Like, let him do his thing, and hopefully he just gets with the program eventually. Because a lot of guys go through with this weird mentality that they're just undefeatable early on. It's not true. But when you see the holes, but oh man, fighting's a great thing overall.
Yeah. It's
but
really cool, yeah. And honestly, like overall, just back to that original point, like I like that anime. It's I think it's like one of the better ones of the season. Actually, no, like, there's a lot of cool stuff this season that no one talks about, but I'm not sure if we want to make this anime hour now.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I don't know what my point I was going to make.
Yeah.
Was I was actually at my job and I was teaching a lady how to throw a left hook.
Yeah.
And I was like, you need to keep your hand back up after that left hook, or you're gonna get dropped.
Yeah.
Like if you're boxing, you have to keep your hand up. And she was like, oh, you know, I don't plan on ever fighting anyway. Ha. And I was like, yeah, it's funny, but like you never know.
Never know.
And the thing is, like, I was like, she's like, well, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm like, I'm a lover too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, monks didn't like not know how to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they weren't aiming to fight, but like
they weren't aiming to kill people, but they had to learn to fight because you have to defend yourself. But just because you're not a fighter doesn't mean the rest of the world won't whoop your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
You
In
know
fact,
what I mean?
they take advantage of the weak people that like, don't know how to do anything.
There's and that goes into another saying that like because like we were saying, the monks they're at the monastery, they preach peace, but they all knew how to defend themselves. Came down to the bandits came through, which they did on a constant basis. They get sent away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's that whole saying we were talking about. There's a part in the Bible. I know a lot of people don't read that anymore, but there's a part in the Bible that said, "The meek will inherit the earth," and that's a really loose translation because it goes back and it talks about the actual translation, and it said it's essentially saying the man who has the biggest sword and chooses not to use it will inherit the earth. So what it's trying to say is the guy who can flip that switch, has the ability to do that and chooses not to, is actually the one in power.
Yeah.
So you're not actually like when you tell somebody when you look at Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods cheating on his wife. Let's put it like this. Let's put this in perspective. Tiger Woods was one of the highest paid athletes in the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
He could
Nike
choose whatever,
deals on Nike deals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever woman they were just throwing themselves at just to talk to him because he could. He wouldn't even that try, but he could. Now, to be the guy at our perspective, like be from our level, and be like, Tiger is like terrible human being. He cheated on his wife. I can't believe him. First off, you never had the pressures Tiger Woods has had.
True.
And I'm again.
Yeah, we're not excusing this.
But to act like we even understand or experience that, like, well, girls come and talk to me every once in a while. No. These are 10s, exotic models. Everyone just running up on Tiger Woods trying to talk to him for a second.
Yeah.
He fluked and messed up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good, but yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at history, Ali messed up. Kobe messed up. Michael Jordan messed up.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods messed up. Like everyone messes up. And not everyone, but a lot of
people,
them. With power, they're honestly.
And hell, even like Logic, like, you know, as much as he talked about like loving his wife, you know, had to divorce his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because something didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, with power comes like great responsibility. Honestly, it's hard to maintain that amount of power, especially in this world, because things will come. And I'm not excusing this again, but at the same time, we got to be aware that you're not in their position, so you don't have the power. So say you're the good guy to come from a moral high ground. You're a 5. You're a 5.
Yeah, like-
Tiger Woods is a 10 on that scale.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, so to act like, oh, I would never, you never had the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I guess like to even like not even like be like aware of that, you know, to be self-aware is like, well, what if I did get to that part, you know, get to that point and like I do have these pressures, you know, people don't think about that, you know, even like when you get famous, people don't think about like all the eyes are going to be on them.
exactly.
And, you know, like it's like we're right now, I guess, like just sort of like, what if this happened? What if this happened? Which I think is really good, you know, at least to be like somewhat aware, like this is a possibility of something that could happen. Exactly. So that's something.
And that was the thing, where to tie it back into there.
Yeah.
Just doesn't seem like we're just talking about getting away with cheating on your wife. You should not. And I don't
That's
endorse
what
that
I'm gonna title
behavior.
this, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like if you're a guy,
Yeah.
and you're talking about how like I would never hurt anybody, but you're like, I don't get angry. You're terrible for being angry all the time because you're always fighting. And what's wrong with you? Listen, like, you couldn't fight if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I think you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So to act like you're in some moral position where you can judge someone who is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're declawed. You're a declawed cat.
Yeah. Thinking that you're like a lion out there.
Yeah, so who's nicer? Who's nicer? The lion who chooses not to eat you, or the sheep that just doesn't do anything?
Yeah. I know.
Probably the lion who chooses not to eat you
Exactly,
because he
like,
has the ability to whoop you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know what's going on in sheep's head. The sheep
Yeah.
could be like, I want to kill.
People are like, birds are really nice. If the bird was bigger than you, it would kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it really works. Now, imagine a really nice dog. If the dog was bigger than you, if he likes you, he's not killing you.
Yeah.
The dog is actually nice. He's actually acting like he cares about you.
Yeah.
You take your chickens, you make them 5 times their size. They're trying to kill you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're going to eat you. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Point blank. They're
That's
hungry.
true. That's true. And like, yeah, like just people are not self-aware of like what they can do and what they are. It reminds me of like when we actually gave the special perspective, you know,
Oh,
like
God.
yeah, right. Like I'm not gonna use names.
You pissed me off online.
I'm
man.
sorry, man.
We're talking about Fallout.
So Fallout. Okay, yeah. So Fallout also, which is hopefully coming out this year. So, but yeah, whatever, right? But it's Fallout, you know, this video game, like, which is sort of like a role-playing game, right? Exactly, post-apocalyptic. You get to make a character, like whatever character you want, you know, man, woman, ugly, beautiful, whatever, right? And you get to assign talents that, you know, help you survive in this world. And they have this bar called Special. Special stands for Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Luck. And you get to, it goes from 1 through 9, I believe. Yeah, 1 through 9. And,
Right.
and you know, 9 being the highest, it allows you to, one, get like the most perks for it, you know, so like the most amount of abilities for it. And then also allows you to just overall just be like a better person in that regard. So, for example, someone with 9 strength is super strong. You can punch a dude out. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, you're good. Right. Someone with a 9 charisma can convince you to change your mind about killing anybody or whatever. Right? Or, hey, you should give me your money because, you know, I'm cool like that. You know
what I can do for you.
Exactly. You know, someone with a 9 intelligence can hack robots from just looking at them, and you know, can figure out like any problem.
These are over the top.
Exactly.
You get it.
Exactly. But yeah, pretty much like this is what it goes. And then like so we're just sort of like, what's your special, Josh? And what's your special, Godswill, right? And and you know, like so I gave Josh I was trying to be fair, all right?
You're trying to be fair. Bro.
I was trying to be
stupid online.
I'm sorry, man, because some people, like, just because they're not, like I said, like, they're not self-aware. I can't tell them the truth that you are 3s across the board, you know, and, you're like, you're sort of smart and you're not really strong, and, you know, you don't have endurance like that because I don't see you working out like that, you know. And
at first it was funny because there was a post and someone was like, oh, they were talking about like special stats, and I gave Godswill specials. I was like, yo,
and
I
felt it was legit. I was like, thanks, you know.
I was being real about it.
Some people were even inflating mine, or like, you have 9s, Godswill. I'm like, I don't think so, but thank you very much, you know. Like, I have a lot to like learn. Right? Exactly. Hey, I'll take it. Right.
And it's funny because when Godswill did mine, he's like, oh yeah, man. He's like, let me hit you real quick. And he did mine.
I think I gave you 7. I think I gave you 7 strength, right?
I was cool with what you gave.
Yeah.
I was cool at first.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, when other people jumped on the post and started talking about it, they were like, yo, man, Godswill would grade me.
Mm-hmm.
And Godswill made them all smarter and more perceptive than me. And I was like, hold up. That's when I was like, wait. You think I'm stupid?
No.
Like, I thought I had a good score.
Man, because like that was the funny thing where I was just sort of like, I don't mean to, but, you know, I can't offend these people online because they don't know what like. I should have maybe asked them like, what do you think yours is, and then I'll give you mine. Like I like my assessment.
Fair.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
Yeah, I mean, it's no.
Because like me and you, like I know you, like and also I did underinflate some of yours, although I think your agility still stands where it is because you got knocked out.
Agility?
I think I gave you like a 4 agility.
4 agility. That's just putting my hands up.
I mean, hey, sorry, man. Hey, I'm thinking like, are you doing parkour?
Who does parkour?
That's true.
What kind of waste of time is that?
Oh, hey, I think parkour would be legit,
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But when do I ever have to run through the street like, oh, miss my Uber, better start climbing these buildings real quick?
True.
It doesn't happen in Texas. It's flat out here, Godswill.
That's true.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm just saying though, like, if you're doing parkour, then that's where you get like the 9 agility. If you're Batman, right? And hey, you win this next fight, your agility is up, right?
What do you want me running from in the cage? What am I, Mayweather? I got 10 in agility.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like you better be dodging hits, like putting on the hits and dodging.
I got hit like one good time,
which got you good, right?
It got me good.
Exactly.
Fair.
So like either your endurance is not good or your agility is not good, right?
Oh my God, let's know what these words mean.
Okay, so yeah, let's go through it. Because like I'm actually interested.
Endurance is your lung capacity.
Is it?
How long you can do something for?
No, because like also like in the game, right? Like that's like amount like of HP you got, right?
Endurance,
yes.
Yeah. Durability.
Yes, durability, right? And then like lung capacity also is tied to endurance too, right?
Right.
Yeah, so like it's all that. Like how long are you running for typically?
Running for on a normal day, just like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay.
20 minutes is like...
Okay, that's good, which is good, right?
I also took first place in that 6 mile.
Oh.
Just giving you a heads up.
Oh, yeah.
Keanu was there for that. You remember that?
On the Spartan run?
I didn't even train for it.
Okay.
Oh, your endurance is trash.
I said either or, right?
You know what? I'm out of here. Let's talk about something else. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with him thinking I'm garbage.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I gave this man like 8 strength, 6 perception, maybe 5.
Man. He made it look like I graduated from ITT Tech on an undergrad.
You didn't graduate college anyways.
Man, but I went to a good one.
6 endurance, 7 endurance, 6 endurance.
I'm fine, bro.
Okay, 7 endurance.
Forget it. Like
6 intelligence. I gave you, because also I was like, you're not Superman, but like I gave you, 5 agility.
You want to blow my stats up? I understand.
Wait, I miss charisma. I give you 7 charisma.
7 charisma.
Yeah.
I talked this man in a hole right now. Man. If I went to 3, I would have had us with all. I
gave you higher charisma before, but because you made one of my friends mad, like how you like just totally blew him off, and I gave him one piece spoiler. I was like,
oh my God.
Yes.
Aaron, right?
We're not using names. But
he's a nice kid.
He's a nice guy.
I'm sure.
He's a good dude. I like him a lot.
I'm sure he's a great kid.
And then also, I gave you like a 3 luck because you just truly are unlucky.
I am very unlucky. Anyone who's ever played Mario Kart with me could tell you how unlucky I truly am.
And Mario Party.
Or Smash Bros.
No, that's like true skill. Like
we put items on yesterday.
If you got items on, okay, then
we had items on. But bomb spawned in front of me in 2 different matches, back to back.
True.
Spawned in front of me while I was attacking, guys.
Wow.
I died. I lost to Helen. I am truly the most unlucky man on the planet.
You're not the most unlucky. You have some good genetics, but and also
thank you, Father.
You're friends with us, so there you go. You're lucky with that.
True.
But
he tells no lies.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But any other topics in mind? Like we've been going for about an hour.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, we hit the X stuff. We talked a little bit about
anime.
Yeah.
Like I feel pretty good about like everything we talked about. Like this has been a pretty good conversation.
It started off a little bit more serious of a conversation.
It was
so
serious.
Sorry about that.
No.
Ready for it.
Honestly, like that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about important things. We're going to talk about substantial things. We're going to talk about fun, stupid things every now and then. Like it is life.
Yeah, I mean, as things happen, just like with the X.
Exactly. If this was like the first podcast episode, then I'd be like, I don't know if we want to set the tone like that for like what we're talking about. But I think this is good.
Yeah. Honestly, I never asked you. How'd you feel about A-Kon this year?
Oh, I liked it more than last year because last year was the first year that they switched. So A-Kon, by the way, is the local convention in Dallas. Mm-hmm. It used to be in Dallas, now it's in Fort Worth because they just switched locations.
Yeah.
It used to be at the Hilton Anatole, like, which was also like a new location, like not too long ago too. Like I think like 5 or 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I loved that spot. Like that spot, like was like
so many memories.
It's very many memories. I mean, I had my first party and almost got kicked out of the hotel there.
Twice.
Yeah, it's good times, right? What else? Like just even like going out into like the lobby at nighttime and just sort of seeing like the light fixture
And just chilling.
and chilling.
Hang with people. It was
Like
cool,
everything
man.
was like in one spot. You know?
Yeah, we
like,
were all there. Like
you
all
know,
the nerds were there.
Exactly. You know, like it felt like homecoming to me, you know? Like that was like nerd homecoming.
See the same people you saw last year.
Yeah, but you know, like I felt like we were like the cool guys too, you know, like we were just like, you just walk out and like, you know, you just come out in cosplay and like everyone's out there. Some people are getting drunk in the lobby or whatever, right? You know, and just drinking out their water bottles, you know, and like it was beautiful and magical. And it is hard to top that because A-Kon this year, like even though that's missing, I think it is trying to get up there, you know, like one of the big unfortunate things is like it's so spread out this year.
Yeah, you have to walk, like, your friend would be at a hotel, like, 3 blocks down from you. And it was hot.
Yeah.
That night it was hot,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, it's going to be hot because it's June.
Yeah.
Like, it's June and...
You gotta get lucky.
Exactly. And everyone's so spread out. The convention center doesn't stay open past a certain time. What else? And, like, just all these unfortunate problems where I do wish that it could get a hotel where everything is in one spot. But then again, it's a huge con. Like, it has 20,000, 30,000 people going to it. So, you know, and it just sucks. It rolling with the punches. What do you think? Also, I guess one last thing I want to say is, like, I'm happy that, like, I got a hotel this time because I think I drove a lot last time. I drove, like, back and forth. Yeah, that was bad. And I was taking care of a friend who felt very shy and introverted, and she didn't want to, like, hang out with people, and it's just sort of like, oh, this sort of harshes the vibe of stuff.
Wait, what?
I'll bring it up later.
Oh, was I there for that? That's you last year?
A little bit. Also, I was fasting last year too.
I remember last year the RDC guys were supposed to come through, and I left like right before it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember seeing you too often. Maybe.
No, like I said, I didn't get to see. Yeah, I didn't see you actually last year. I don't think
that is crazy.
I saw your brother, but I didn't see you.
Yeah, that's weird. I know
we always see each other at events, so that's also like I think like, and also everyone was like looking to me for parties and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
That's what everyone was. I kept asking.
Yeah, it's like God knows what party is. They did that this year too. Like I remember I was at a concert, and which also the concert was legit. Like one of my favorite musicians in Japan, Bradio. They're a Japanese funk band. They came through, and this is their first time in the U.S. And I was so happy because also the nerds showed out. Usually nerds are like really quiet and like, you know, trying to be respectful, but you know, it's sort of boring. But this time they were like getting live, really, like everyone was dancing, and I was proud. I was really proud.
And be honest, at this point with A-Kon the way it is, I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. I only went on one day because working Saturday morning. I didn't go Friday night. There's no point.
Which is fine.
So Saturday I went that night. Got there. We had the hotel. Everything was set up already. We walked around a little bit. Met up with Godswill midway through the night. Saw some of my friends. That was the best thing about it, though. It's like seeing my friends because it was just like, I don't know, man. It's not the same feel, really. It was okay.
It's true. It's not.
It was just okay.
I feel that too. Like, whereas, like, I'm very excited for Anime Fest.
Yeah, A-Fest, because we're going back to the hallways, man.
Dude.
And it's like not just about the AC, because AC is a big deal to me.
True.
But, I mean, like.
It's not too much for me. I don't mind getting hot. I don't like getting cold.
When you got the bars inside the hotel, and people are walking up and down the hallways with the cosplays on, and like, this is like Anime Central right now. We're all talking, we're just sitting down, chilling, doing whatever we want to do. It feels very warm and just like very fun environment.
Exactly. Like for me, like A-Fest, like A-Kon was homecoming, A-Fest was prom. You know, like where it's like it's a good like cut off for like the nerd stuff of the year, you know, like as you get back into like high school, like into college and whatever.
We gotta get our cosplays going.
Dude. Oh yeah, exactly.
We can't blow this one. We said we were talking about this for a minute.
Holy crap!
We're the biggest procrastinators.
I'm glad you brought that up because we got a lot going on. It's not like we're just like screwing around, not doing anything. But it's true. We do need to get on that. Hopefully get to talk about that some more later on. Maybe we should even bring like some cosplay people.
Honestly, we got some cosplay friends. We got some good ones.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like we were hoping to bring on like one friend who actually just won like an award at A-Kon.
We need to get him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean now that we got like this more consistency, although I will be traveling quite a bit in July.
I don't give up. Consistency is everything.
True. Exactly.
Consistency
We're gonna
is
do
life.
the best we can. So like, I'm like honestly like let's aim to get him on very soon. Honestly, I think this is a good stopping point for the podcast too. Like as now like we're talking about the future, right? Of stuff that we're gonna do. So hey, thank you guys very much for listening. If you guys listen all the way, you guys are troopers and part of the fam, and definitely appreciate.
It was a hard listen. Thanks for
at the beginning, for sure. I mean, it was some sad, like almost depressing stuff right there. I was feeling. I both of our faces were stone faced the whole time.
But you're probably gonna see a lot of friends that you might know on his, or you're gonna hear a lot of friends you might know. We're gonna bring a lot of our friends on here. A lot of people who are even outside of the normal public's reach.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool.
Exactly. I'm really excited for what we're gonna do. And hey, thank you guys so much for listening. Please talk about this, share it with your friends, talk with us, and tell us what you like and what you don't like. We're still trying to grow, of course.
We got things to work on.
Exactly. I mean, it's been so long just even trying to get like this sound setup going, and finally, like, we got this going. So yeah, I'm really excited. So any last words you want to say?
Not really, man. I love you guys.
Hey, that's nice.
Hopefully y'all love me
necessary.
too. Yeah, love is everything, man.
Yes.
Love is everything. Go forth and love people. Go call your mom.
Yes.
Everyone, go call your mom right now and just tell you love her.
Yes.
And your life will be better.
Important. I need to tell my mom that. Hey, anyways, thank you guys so much. Stay up, y'all. Peace.